Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I'm in the kitchen with our friends at Shun Knives, and I'm gonna show you how to make the squash dish that you truly never knew you needed. I feel like every time around this time of year, all people wanna do is take their squashes and blend them up and make a pureed squash soup. And like, I support you in that endeavor, but that's just not me. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna slice up the squashes and roast them in these delicious wedges, top them with a homemade bomba sauce, toasted hazelnuts, and feta. It's gonna be so good, so let's get started. I'm gonna break down this squash into about 1-inch size wedges. So it's important to use a bigger knife with a sharp enough blade, an 8-inch Shun Premier chef knife. It's gonna give me the leverage that I need to properly break down the squash. When you're cutting acorn squashes, make sure you avoid twisting the knife or stabbing with the tip. You might either hurt yourself or you might hurt the knife. And I'm using my Shun Hinoki cutting board, so that's gonna be a nice, place for the knife to go into, and it's not gonna hurt the knife when it enters. We had our lovely test kitchen assistant, Rachel Dolphy, head to the farmer's market this morning to pick up these squishes, and she actually learned some really important squish facts from the friendly farmer that she was working with. But basically, he told her that even though these are winter squashes, they're actually grown in the summer, and they're just cured from when they're picked in the summer, and that's why you enjoy them in the winter, unlike a summer squash where you pick it in the summer and then you eat it right then too. So that was one important squish fact. And another fun thing that I learned is that if the farmer's market is an option for you to buy your squashes, you should definitely head there to buy them, because the skin is gonna be a lot easier to get through. They're not gonna be as tough as what you might find in the supermarket. Now that they are scooped out, I'm gonna turn them cut side down and slice up these wedges. Always just try to think about the cut side as your friend, because that's a flat surface and you won't have to worry about anything rolling out from under you. I'm gonna transfer these to a foil-lined baking sheet. This is a pretty small squash, so I'm gonna slice up another, but if you have a large acorn squash, one will do it. When you lay these down, it's best to get them on a cut side, because then you'll get some nice browning on what's in contact with the baking sheet. All right, before we bake these in the oven, I'm just gonna toss them with a little bit of oil, salt, and pepper. Nice and simple, because they're getting a delicious sauce. Okay, Bomba Sauce. This is an Italian sauce. I am not Italian, but it is a delicious sauce. It's got eggplants, mushrooms, red peppers. The key is the Calabrian chilies, but we'll get to that. I'm rushing. Let me get these in the oven first. All right, those will go for about 45 minutes, but we're gonna flip them halfway through. Okay, so now I'm just gonna quickly char this red pepper. I'm just gonna get some oil all over it, and we're gonna put it on high heat. You could also do this under your broiler, or if you have a gas burner, you could just put it directly on the flame. Basically, you're just going to char the skin of the red pepper. And you'll just keep rotating it. You really don't have to worry about burning, because you really are going for a deep char on this. While the red pepper is charring, I'm gonna chop some of the vegetables, which are gonna be the base of our bomba sauce. I'm gonna chop this yellow onion with my Shun 6-inch chef's knife. Because an onion is a little bit smaller than a squash, so I switched from the 8-inch chef knife to the 6-inch. Okay, now I'm just gonna cube up this eggplant with my Shun Premier Utility 6.5-inch knife and chop it like you would an onion almost. And the last part is the shroomies. We just want to make sure that when we cut all these vegetables that we're about to saute, that they're similar sizes, so that when we go to saute them, they cook nice and evenly. Okay, we'll start with some oil in the pan, and then we'll saute up our veggies. Ooh, that's a nice char. You like to see that. You love to see that. Our red pepper has a nice little char on it, so I'm just gonna put it in a bowl. I'm gonna cover it with some plastic wrap, and we're just gonna let it soften for about 10 or 15 minutes. Garlic time. Just gonna press them real quick. Now I'm gonna add my sliced garlic and just cook that until it's softened and fragrant. It's only gonna take about a minute or so. All right, we've got some brown bits at the bottom, so I'm just gonna deglaze with some white wine. Scrape it up. Gonna give it a little salt and pepper, and we're going into the food processor. We're gonna unwrap this like it's Christmas morning and peel off the skin. Just gonna de-seed our pepper. All right, now we're gonna make the bomba sauce. So we've got our roasted red peppers, the eggplant, mushroom, and onion mixture, paprika, we've got some dried oregano, a little bit of pepper, and then the absolute key to this sauce is our Calabrian chilies. So we've been ordering these Calabrian chilies, and everyone here at Feedfeed has been putting them on literally everything. We love a little spice here. Slice them up, put them on toast. Like, you can do so many things with them. They're so good. They make your lips tingle a little, and they're delicious. And so they are gonna add some heat to this sauce. So if you don't want it to be too spicy, you could totally substitute like a cherry pepper, but you could really crank up this sauce if you wanted to. In fact, if you want to add a little bit of the oil that they're packed in, I would highly recommend. A teaspoon goes a long way, so add it with caution. Boop. And some oil as well. If you wanted to sub out the olive oil for just Calabrian chili oil, you are my hero. Oh, and a juice of a lemon. We need some acid. And now we process. Scrape down the sides a little. If you feel like it's too thick, you can always add a little bit more oil to thin it out. It's looking good. Looks like the bomb. Yum. So good. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and we'll call it a day. Beep. Wow. How do I do it? Okay, we're almost there. First thing I need to do before we serve this up is I need to chop up some garnishes. So that's some toasted hazelnuts and fresh parsley. I'm gonna use my Shun Premier 6-inch chef's knife because it has some good heft to help me get through these hazelnuts. All right, I like a coarse chop, so we're gonna stop there. Now we're gonna cut some parsley. I'm going for a coarse chop here, nothing too crazy. All right, the squash is out of the oven. Look how beautiful and crispy it looks. And now we are going to brush it with our bomba sauce. You're probably gonna end up with some extra bomba sauce, which I promise you is a very good thing because you can eat it with truly anything. You could throw it in scrambles, stir fries, eat it with your dinner, like truly anything. It's so good. And we're just gonna add it to the squash and toss it back in the oven for like 2 or 3 minutes just so that the sauce and the squash can kind of get to know each other and everything warms up and it's good to go. Honestly, if you're still making butternut squash soup at this point, I don't know what to tell you. You're a lost cause. I'm sorry. I just really don't love it. It's just not me. It's out of the oven. We're gonna transfer it to our serving platter. The garnishes are truly what bring this all together. You get a little salty tangy from the feta, you got some nice warmness from the toasted hazelnuts, a little fresh parsley, and then hot honey. If you wanna use regular honey, that would be delicious too, but we've already gone for the spicy thing so far, so you might as well just keep it going, you know what I'm saying? And if you really want to, you could drizzle it with some more Calabrian oil. You know, just thank me later. Toasted hazelnuts. Got some crumbled feta. All right, parsley. Hot honey. Oh man, is it lunchtime yet? That's my bite right there. Don't anyone even think about it, because it's mine. All right, I have a squash buddy. Come enjoy with me.
And your squash buddy. Oh, I'm
Fork.
so excited. I've been hearing about this all day. I even told the farmer that I was buying this from what the recipe was. And he was so jazzed.
Yeah,
he was like, I need to know.
If the farmer is watching this is for you, okay?
Oh boy.
All right, enjoy.
I thought this was your bite. What if I take it?
Oh yeah, take it.
Okay, I'm doing it.
It's yours.
Oh.
Do you eat the skin?
I kind of do.
Me
love
too.
It.
I like love
Fiber.
It's crispy.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Oh God, you gotta stop. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. This isn't for me. Oh my God, Sarah. The Bomba sauce is phenomenal. It's like a little bit spicy. The eggplant comes through too. I love it. It's so earthy and it's amazing.
Thank you, Chef.
You're welcome, Chef. I loved it.
Bye. All right, I want to see you guys practicing your knife skills at home. So don't forget to tag the Feedfeed and Shun Cutlery and use these hashtags. And at the end of every month, we will randomly select a winner to win a Shun Cutlery knife.